nice to have feet to stand on, isn't it? And they work so well. Yeah? Please be seated. It's also nice you have chairs to sit in. In consideration for today's presentation, I was caused to hearken back to the step-by-step revelation that has come through our organization, bringing us to a greater place of conscious participation in living life. It's one thing to think you know, and then to start waking up and realize you were so unconscious there's no way you could have known. But what you did believe you knew is then begins to reveal itself as so dense and distorted that it causes you to wonder how you ever made it as far as you did. Now, this then brings us to a current involvement in life where we see so many things happening simultaneously that it's hard to keep up with everything. So I'm not at all suggesting that you try to keep up with everything. I'm simply bringing it to your attention that everything is beyond your capacity to attend to with. So with this in mind, then we look and we see, all right, why am I here? What do I want to accomplish? What really draws me? What stirs me? What excites me? Sometimes you can be very clear about this, and other times it's still a question that remains unanswered. How many of you here consider yourselves to be a spiritual person? Please raise your hand. You do? Okay, this means you're half spiritual. Just checking. So on a better day, then you might have your hand all the way up here, yeah? All right. So, did you realize that just one spiritual person actually can bring upliftment to millions of people? Sure, if you're on stage and you have 1 million in the congregation or in the audience, you can positively affect them. But beyond that, most of the time we don't really realize how it is that we so affect others with our positivity. Now, we definitely have slanted information constantly being given to us. And if you look in your program, you get an idea of how that does affect you and what you can use to help yourself get beyond and through that. But let's look and see that you are constantly generating some energy. And it is constantly having an effect upon the mental atmosphere of the world that surrounds us. Now, this mental atmosphere, you could say, is like the human consciousness energy that is always being put into by everyone here, as well as being acted upon by everyone here. We're all connected. We all affect one another. So your mental energy is affecting this mental atmosphere. Now, most people operate within a certain strata. It's a band of energy that has a low and a high, but altogether it represents a specific frequency that most people operate in. As a matter of fact, some have referred to this as being a mind belt that has as its energy the involvement of most people who are thinking, feeling, acting based on self. So far as considering consciously affecting others in a positive way, that requires something to happen within the awareness of the person. Now, I'm making specific reference to what others refer to as spiritually inclined. if you look at this, you're going to see that everything within this belt and beyond it has mechanics that work between thought and feeling. You think a thought, you're going to have a corresponding feeling. You feel a feeling, you're going to have corresponding thoughts. So taking this into account, you come to realize the universe is really well ordered. Most of the time, if you're unconscious, you don't realize it. You attribute a lot of things to luck, good and bad, chance. Even if you are deliberate in your efforts, you're going to probably come away with a particular conclusion that leaves out a lot of what I'm talking about right now. So let's look again and see that throughout your life, you are contributing energies and you do your part in making the world what it is today. As a spiritually minded person, you uplift this mental atmosphere. And that's because the frequency of a heart-centered consciousness is higher than that of a self-involved consciousness of the statistically average person. And we're talking about everywhere on the planet. Most people operate within that frequency range. Now, if in your awakening you begin to put forth effort to think spiritually, feel spiritually, act spiritually, then you're going to start operating with different frequencies. Frequencies can be anywhere from love, joy, peace, harmony, to feeling excited, to having a deeper awareness that you truly are safe and that all is well. All of these make reference to a higher frequency category of energies that are available to everyone, but it's only when you actually start generating them that you then begin to experience the effects of them. In other words, you think the thought, I, in myself today, choose to live this day as a blessing. You begin to feel that, you begin to act upon that, and you find that what you are actually doing is you are seeding the invisible with the energy that you are vibrating, that you are radiating, and it seems as if that invisible is intelligent and responds to you and brings back to you manifestations that give you a sense, yes, I can do this, and when I do this, things happen that I appreciate because it's what I want to experience in my life instead of what I used to experience. Now, this too seems to be self-involved. But the effect is very different, you see. As a matter of fact, David Hawkins did some research on this, and he came to a conclusion that a person's consciousness at the entry level of spiritual awakening counterbalances and actually lifts up the effects of the thoughts of 800,000 average consciousness people. Think about it. And that's just the entry level. I know for those who are more highly evolved that they live this awareness and, of course, they're having a greater effect. Even those who believe that they're more highly evolved than they are, if they're still participating from a spiritual orientation, they're going to have a spiritual effect. You see, this is a learn by doing experience that we're involved in. Now, consider this for a moment. Just what I said. If you're at the entry level of spiritual consciousness awakening, and you in yourself are deliberate in generating this, in living this, you are counterbalancing 800,000 other people in their average thinking. All right, there are only so many people of us on the planet. From a place of unconsciousness, we tend to believe that the bad that's in the world is insurmountable. That there's no way you, I, me, we, by ourselves can actually positively affect this to where a change results. The fact of the matter is, Source has the deck stacked. It has it stacked toward spiritual evolution. Any of you like to play cards? Yeah? Let's see card players here. Okay, notice how much higher your hands went? Maybe there's something really spiritual about playing. Okay, you get an idea that we are actually moving into a state of accelerated harmony when we choose to participate in life from a spiritual basis. If you choose to, in the morning, when you wake up, engage in some kind of practice that helps you to get established in a higher rate of vibration, you're going to find that with repetition, your life is going to improve. With repetition, you're going to find that you enjoy being you and living your life a whole lot more than when you were not doing that. Now, this is all to bring it to a place of realizing, as a spiritually minded person, your higher frequency thoughts have exponentially more power and influence than thoughts of a lower frequency. Also, and it may seem like a paradox, your greatest service to humanity, is your own spiritual awakening. The more you choose to awaken and begin to view life through that growing, developing awareness that helps you to see other than what is simply manifesting, you are getting into a place of connecting with Source and finding that in that connection, so many different things begin to reveal themselves in you and to you. One of the things is you're going to grow more confident. Another thing is you're going to find yourself being able to trust yourself, trust life, and trust the processes from a much deeper level than only the surface, dense, distorted way you used to try to engage in living life and do it successfully. Actually, what happens here is you find that why you came here begins to reveal itself to you. You realize you do have a life plan. And that part of your plan is showing up as you living your life and having an effect to where the result is you make the world a better place. You actually make the world a better place. Now, look at us right here. We number somewhere around 50. Consider. Even were we only at the entry level, we are affecting 50 times what one would. So 50 times 800,000. What are we talking? 40 million? 40 million? And there are how many billions of us? 9? Up and down? All right. We're just one group. And we're not the only group. Consider what actually is happening on this planet right now. More and more people are waking up. They are choosing to live the life they want to live instead of putting on the ball and chain and only doing what they have been told they should do, could do, and are learning that it is meaningful. All right. If in those who are making this change, they occasionally too more and more start becoming spiritualized, what has been prophesied is coming to pass. This is the age of Aquarius. But it isn't something that's being brought to us and done for us. It is something that we are awakening to, and in our awakening, we are realizing that spirituality, so far as the definitions that religion give to us, is something entirely different, completely different. Spirituality is a first-person, present tense, living with the realization I and Source are one. What I do has an effect, and I choose my effect to be positive. So, my encouragement is, in conclusion, make a decision to develop your spiritual growth on a daily basis. Choose whatever you want to. Whatever appeals to you. If you find that it's meditation, spiritual study, reflection, some type of energy exchange, whatever it may be, go with it. Because you see, we were born to make the world a better place. Are you listening?
Yes.
Are you really listening?
Yes.
Yes.
Let's do it!
Yes.
Right. For more information about the Metaphysical Church of Enlightenment or the Rodin Foundation, please go to our website at www.rodin.org. If you have been inspired by the revelations shared in these podcasts, please donate to the Rodin Foundation's ongoing efforts to help others help themselves at www.rodin.org/donate.